So welcome back everybody to 31 Days of Horror. We're on our 16th day, and today we're looking at 1988's Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Now this is a mix of science fiction, horror and comedy. Clocks in at 86 minutes long. It's written, directed and produced by the Chiodo brothers, who are mostly well known for creating puppets and effects for such films as the Critters series, all four of those films. Ernest Scared Stupid, the Team America World Police film done by the South Park guys. They also created the claymation sequence for the large Marge scene from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and the stop motion elements in the North Pole scenes for Elf. So even though they started out in the 80s, they were well into the 2000s making effects for certain films. And this stars Grant Kramer, Suzanne Snyder, and John Allen Nelson. Not seen anything from Kramer and Nelson before, but Snyder I have seen her in Weird Science and Night of the Creeps. But it does have supporting roles from John Vernon, who had notable roles in the likes of Dirty Harry and the Outlaw Josie Wales, as well as Roy O'Donnell, who also starred in Outlaw Josie Wales, but he was also in Johnny Guitar, The Trouble with Harry, and House 2, The Second Story. So, those two do add a little bit of class to this film, but on the whole, this isn't a film going for class. This is a film going for laughs, a lot of violence, and a decent amount of sci-fi dobbed on top. So, this is basically about aliens who look like clowns who come from outer space and terrorize a small town. Now, this really balances all three of its genres really rather well. The sci-fi elements work because they're from space, but they don't look quite like clowns. But they look like if you were told an alien down a phone what a clown looked like. So it's basically what the sci-fi element comes from, outside of the fact they're from outer space. The horror elements are really decent because it's got quite a decent amount of violence, but it's also got some tense scenes and the like. And the comedy really works as well because it's got really good one-liners. But you're also laughing along with the film as well at the fact that it's kind of parodying 50s sci-fi films from the that were like kind of B movies, that kind of thing like this. But obviously it takes it to a whole nother level in terms of violence and production and the like. And it's got superb practical effects, as you'd expect from a bunch of people that are well known for doing practical effects. And the clowns look great. They use the whole clown theme in a twisted horror kind of way really nicely. You've got the people being encased in candy floss. You've got shadow puppets being used to kill people. And there's even one scene where a clown has boxing gloves on. And then the guy that he comes across says, "What are you going to do, knock my block off?" And he basically does knock his block off. I think Jason Takes Manhattan in that regard. So, it's also got a great theme song by the American punk rock band The Dickies, who did a song called Killer Klowns. It's well paced. And overall it is really rather engrossing. So this is the kind of film that you don't take seriously at all. If you do, you're really not going to enjoy it. You just have to really go with the flow with it, and basically just sap up all of the carnage and calamity that goes on, really, because on the whole, it isn't the best premise. It's not got the the most depth to its characters or anything. Well, it does have the best premise, but it doesn't have the best execution in terms of its plot. It's really rather quite basic. People come across killer clowns and they basically have to defeat them. That's just basically all it is. And you don't have the best characterization or anything like that. But in terms of pure entertainment, this is superb from beginning to end. And it's easily one of the more unique films from the 80s overall, quite frankly. So highly recommend trying it out if you haven't already. It was released by Arrow Video a few years ago. We did a really nice special edition version. And on the whole, the new presentation looks fantastic. So highly recommend it if you haven't seen it already. It's great fun, and it's best watched with other people, not just on your own, so you can all laugh along with it at the same time and get a great deal of enjoyment from it, as I do. But nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.